Attention, all curious minds, innovators, and trendsetters. It's time to pause, lean in, and get ready for an extraordinary journey as we dive deep into the fascinating realms of life, technology, entertainment, and business. Let's explore, learn, and grow together. Brace yourselves, for the next thrilling episodes of Hipther Talks is about to take off. Counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Hi everyone, Zoltan here. We're back again with Hipther Talks, and this time we are having a different sort of discussion. We are going to talk about personal branding, power of networking, and of course the role of iGaming events. I have the pleasure of having with me Sonya Sverdlova. Hi Sonya, nice to have you here.
Hi, it's so nice to be here. Thank you so much for inviting.
All right, so we have this tradition here on Hipther Talks that we like to give the opportunity for our guests to say a few words about themselves in their own words. So let our audience know who they're dealing with today.
All right, well, I see myself as a communications expert. I work in iGaming as a head of marketing now, but that was a long journey. I worked as HR brand manager, as a PR manager, as a marketing manager. So here we go.
All right. So there's a chance for multiple experience in every role. I think that the reason why we're touching base on this topic today, because personal branding has become more important. So what does personal branding mean to you, and how do you build your own?
Well, for me, a personal brand is an opportunity for deep networking, enhancing my expertise, and constantly experimenting with, formats and content. I started building my personal brand when I realized that my professional interest extended far beyond my job responsibilities. And I started to write the articles about PR, HR brand again, iGaming. I revived my LinkedIn account. I started to go to marketing conferences, to learn from professionals. Yep, that was the journey, and it's continuing.
It's very interesting to see that that not in all industries, but in the iGaming industry, there are several people that worked in marketing are standing out as professionals themselves. It's not often you see many industries having this type of shifts. Like you said, you start working on your personal brand. I think most probably because it's not such a big industry and people can get the opportunity to stand out. So how can professionals stand out and create a strong personal brand, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, as cliche as it sounds, everything starts with the goal. You have to understand why you need a personal brand in the first place. Maybe you're looking for a job. Maybe you're seeking recognition or have a specific professional mission. Then you need to think about what kind of audience you need to achieve this goal. And then what valuable insights, what kind of content you can offer them. Well, of course, iGaming is a challenging sector for building a personal brand. Because it's full of sensitive information, and many professionals, they're working under NDAs and stuff. What it means for us, it means that we have to focus more on insight, like profile metrics, internal profile metrics, such as number of inquiries, such as views, rather than likes and comments, because industries like that, they tend to have much lower engagement with content.
Yeah, because usually engagement is noted, and some people don't like that their engagement to be viewed by others. Yeah, it makes sense. So what are some of the common mistakes that people are making when trying to establish themselves as an industry expert? Because we've met many industry experts, and some of them were just like industry experts. They talked about the same thing over and over again. So yeah, what are the common mistakes?
Well, the most common mistake is skipping those first steps, understanding why you want it and who are your target audience. As a result, you may choose the wrong tools for personal branding. For example, if your personal brand is primarily about selling a lifestyle, a text-based format isn't like the best choice. If your message is use my services and you will live as beautifully as I do, Instagram should be your main communication platform, not, for example, LinkedIn. Or if you are targeting a worldwide audience, you must write in English, not in like other languages. Or if you build your personal brand around your expertise, and it doesn't make sense, to post photos in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
Those mistakes are pretty simple, but you can often see them online.
All right, so let's also talk about authenticity, because that is very hard these days when people are using some of the popular AI tools, and the content that is generated is not personalized. Most of them have the same type of writing. So how does authenticity play a role in personal branding? And do you think that people overthink their online presence?
Well, authenticity is the key secret, like 100%. When you're honest and open, people trust you and listen to you. And using all these AI tools, 100%, it's not going anywhere from our lives. But you have to make sure that you're not losing yourself, using those tools, and you're not substituting those tools with your own experience. But as for overthinking, sometimes it also can be a strategy. Again, depending on the key action you want to drive. Depending on your goals, you either create content that become popular because people can, relate to it, or you create the content that makes people want to be like you. And sometimes you need this perfect curated image or more complex text filled with professional words and stuff, to attract your audience. Everything depends on your goal. So sometimes we're thinking it works.
Okay, so long before social media, there were forums, and most probably they are still around, but they weren't such a powerful tool in terms of audience and boosting your presence. Now it's all about that. We see LinkedIn and other social medias having this type of engagement, and most people using it just to gain that audience and have multiple followers, most probably to sell their products or services. So what's your strategy for staying relevant and engaging with your audience? Because it's a very diverse audience everywhere, on every social media.
Yeah, that's true. Well, personally, I am dividing my content into 3 main blocks. It's management, marketing, and iGaming. Earlier, I was also covering HR topics, but one expert pointed out that I was attracting a relevant audience. I was not attracting a relevant audience. The point was that I was looking for a job. I was looking for this next step in my career, and I knew a lot about HR processes, and I attracted many recruiters in my network, but they didn't see me as a candidate. They saw me as a colleague, and I didn't even notice that. I was just writing about the things that I know a lot about, but yeah, my colleague helped me, and she was like, "Hey, you're not doing it right." So that's why, by the way, that's the power of networking, when you have this colleague who can help you with your content and with your strategy. Also, I may share this pretty valuable rule. There is this PR truism about personal branding that in all your content, about 30% of all content must be personal. So it's important to share who you are, not as a professional, even though this account is purely professional. You have to share some details about your personal life for people not to forget about the fact that behind all this experience there is an actual person. It makes you relatable, it makes you compelling, approachable, and that's really important, because no one trusts bare facts and copy-pasted content, and especially now when you can create any text with using AI tools, and that would not be a problem at all. So you could be an expert in anything. But it's important to show who you actually are, and generally all the information, all your content should align with your own expertise, insights, and real life examples. That makes all your content valuable for the audience.
All right, so let's talk about also again about personal branding besides the executives and influencers, because noticeably when we are hosting our conferences, we have those generator tools that you upload your profile picture and it generates that you're attending a certain conference. And I've seen many like compliance managers or even marketing department people sharing some of those posts that they are attending certain conferences, and sometimes I saw that the engagement and even likes and comments were more than their executives or maybe some of the influencers. So is it only for personal branding? Is it only for executives and influencers, or should everyone in like we're talking now about the iGaming industry folk? Should everyone focus on it?
Well, definitely not everyone should, but everyone can. Everyone can be an influencer, and people are generally interested in following real individuals from various professions, from various verticals of iGaming. So everyone has a shot. Right now, yep, that's true. It's mostly C-level executives, salespeople, and people from marketing. But I believe that in the future, more employees from different roles will seek visibility, professional recognition, and engagement within some communities. I believe so. And I can't wait to see many lawyers and IT guys sharing some details about their day-to-day work. But for companies, it's important to establish guidelines, like clear guidelines for all these professional brands of their employees to ensure that their public presence doesn't turn into, chaos and scandals, especially in the cases where confidential information could be leaked. So it's important, to regulate that from their side. But when your employees become some kind of celebrities, industrial celebrities, that works well for the brand, and the companies should embrace this desire of their employees to be like popular. They should embrace it, not to fight it. That's important.
All right. So what's the balance between self-promotion and adding real value to your audience? All right. So what's the balance between self-promotion and adding real value to your audience?
Well, there is a classy 80-20 rule. 80% of your posts should provide value to your audience. It might be educational content, entertainment, something for engagement, like when you ask the questions or respond to others' comments and stuff. And 20% should be promotional. When you showcase yourself, your product, your service, when you celebrate milestones, all this, like I have 3,000, I have 3,000 subscribers, congratulate me, and all this stuff. Yeah. So it's like 80-20.
All right. So have you ever had to rebrand yourself professionally? And if so, how did you approach it?
Well, rebranding looks pretty similar to branding from the scratch. It always starts with redefining your goals, identifying a new target audience, and figuring out how to reach them. The key is here not to lose your existing audience. And redirect their attention. When it comes to social media, some platforms are more sensitive to rebranding than others. For example, Instagram is pretty interesting here. If you have some minor changes in your brand, like improving the quality of the content or tweaking some visuals, you may lose 5 or 10% of your audience or your followers. When you have changes like shifting the themes, for example, when I was writing a lot about HR stuff, and now I'm writing much more about marketing stuff, you may lose from 10 to 20% of your audience. And radical changes, which are switching from lifestyle to business-oriented content, something like that, you may lose 20% and more of your audience. So that's a difficult decision that you have to make when you think about rebranding. And it's rare to maintain the same narrative. But that's exactly why, and that's why people are losing their audience. But that's exactly why you have to find your own style and make yourself interesting for your audience, no matter what exactly you are writing about or shooting the videos about. It doesn't matter. So you have to something special about you have to find something special about yourself. So people would follow the style, not the exact topic.
Yep. All right. So let's also talk about the role of events and networking in iGaming, because that's also a very important part of it. So yeah, iGaming is very competitive industry, as we know. So how essential are events for networking and career growth?
Well, attending exhibitions is crucial for staying up to date with all the industry trends and getting the last news. However, I would say that exhibitions nowadays, they don't offer as many opportunities for the specialists themselves, like specialists, not like the parts of the company, especially the ones who are freelancing and stuff. And by the way, I loved your article on LinkedIn about boutique conferences. That was fantastic, and I agree 100%. Because it captures the shift in landscape, and in recent years, exhibitions evolved a lot, and they are losing this deep, meaningful networking, which was such an important part of all those events. If I were organizing some large exhibitions, I would definitely focus on adding some value-added activities, things like women's networking breakfasts or niche workshops, something like that. Because I believe that people should they want to have this networking as before.
All right, yeah. Sometimes now it's concerts with DJs and large crowds.
Well,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that well.
All right. So what's your approach to making the most of an industry event, and any key strategies for effective networking besides, of course, the smaller ones where some of the companies get together with their audience and have a drink?
The first thing here that it's important to see the difference between corporate objectives and personal professional goals when you attend the exhibition. Corporate objectives, those might be having some drinks with existing clients, getting new clients, getting some collaborations. So we should the first thing, we should stick to those corporate objectives. But on the other hand, there are personal professional goals when you come to the event, and balancing those both types of goals that ensures that you're not only contributing to the company, but also you're enriching your professional growth and network. And it's extremely important to me personally. And as for my agenda and my strategy, there are several points. The first one is I attend all the talks and panel discussions. It's important here. It's important to see which talks and which performances they are just for selling the product, and which are for the professionals to get to know more about the topic. And yeah, that's sometimes, several times, I got to the wrong room, and I was like, okay, now I will know more about the thing that you're selling. Great. Yeah, but generally, I would definitely suggest going to those panel discussions and stuff. It might give you some inspiration. Also, another, the second point, I try to reconnect with experts I've met online, between the conferences. And that's pretty important to meet them in person, to have a drink, to see how these people look, and to make this bond around the fact how you met online. And also, of course, visiting all the side events, like the one where we met in Prague.
Yeah.
All the parties, all the meetups, all the stuff. That's really important. And the last thing is to catch up with former colleagues. That gives you a bigger picture as well.
All right. So, in terms of networking, we found that even though we have around 800 people throughout the year at the 3 conferences, that about 5% of participants find networking intimidating. And given the fact that this is 5% on our scale, on a larger scale, like a big conference, that's quite a lot of people, if we take the same percentage. So how do you break the ice and create a meaningful connection at the events, even though having this type of people that find it intimidating?
Well, I find it intimidating as well.
All right.
I don't know. Usually, I just ask if this person enjoys the party or the event or the city or the country, depends. Then I ask where this person is from. When it happens in Europe, usually I switch to this person's language, and after that, the conversation naturally, gains momentum and flows pretty easily. So yeah, like simple questions. But I know several exceptional networkers. One of my friends, he always starts a conversation with a compliment. Some like your eyes. So like for me, that's a little bit cringy, but for him, it works pretty well. My former colleague, he starts the conversation with a hot take, like some controversial topic, like from the beginning, right away. And another example I would give, that was my colleague from another company, from another provider. And this colleague and her sister, they every time when they met a new person, they started the conversation with a chant.
All right. That's an interesting way.
And like they started to sing out the name of their company.
Wow. All right. So how do you ensure that the connection that you make at the events, for those who don't chant their company name, turn into long-term professional relationships?
You need to keep the business cards safe, not to lose them. Then it's better to find a person on LinkedIn. Then I send a short message mentioning where we met and how we met and stuff, like some details for this person to remember, like me. Then I would kindly ask, like if we are talking about, again, corporate goals for the event, I would kindly ask this person if there is any potential for future collaboration, and if there is not, I wouldn't, stalk this person. That's because that happens so often when you have those LinkedIn messages, like one by one, like, "Hey, have you thought about my proposal? Have you thought about that?" So we all know that it doesn't add any points to the company, in fact. And just remember that long-term professional relationship, it's a two-way street, and both sides should be interested. And the most important advice here, not to ruin anything from the start. When you start with not like, "Hello, how are you?" but with, "So my proposal is." So,
yes. Yeah, exactly. You've seen those popping up on LinkedIn every day. They get an invite from nowhere, and 5 seconds, boom, it hit you. Like, do you have a payments provider, or we are building blockchain or AI services? All right. So have you ever had any career changing moments or opportunities that came from attending a conference?
Almost every conference has shifted my career, like in a way, like all of them, in fact. But I wouldn't say that exhibitions are a cure-all, because some people will attend an exhibition, have 3 meetings, and then head back to the hotel, and all they will bring from the conference home, it will be, the smirch from their clients, and that's it. Here, I would definitely advise to go to those side events, even though you might be so tired after a day of expo. but it will give you a chance to bring much more with you. And I sincerely try to get the most out of every exhibition. That's why every exhibition was pretty valuable for me, like personally, professionally.
All right. So there are some digital and hybrid events popping up. Do you think that these virtual networking sessions can replace the in-person networking sessions?
I believe that unfortunately it will replace it in a way. I had such great experience in autumn. I attended, this online conference held by Monday. This task tracking system.
Yes.
This online conference was amazing, but for iGaming, I doubt that will work.
All right. Yeah, there are some industries that in which these type of models work. Given the fact that the iGaming is more an entertainment industry, it's hard to keep people to network online. They're mostly like to stay in a bar or in a lobby somewhere and discuss. So, as a final question, if you could give one piece of advice to someone new in iGaming about personal branding and networking, what would it be?
I would say start today. Not like not tomorrow when you have more things to share, and not tomorrow when you look better, and not tomorrow when you have a higher position, but just today, just as you are right now. Start with the things that you have.
All right. So thank you so much for your time. And if you want to give some shout outs to your former team members, current team members, now is the time to do it.
Well, I'm first of all, I'm so thankful for this talk. I wish you good luck in your project, and I believe in your project so much, especially after this article. I was convinced that that will be the future of the events, and of course, I just wish everyone to get strong in this everyday changing environment, working environment, and I hope that this talk about personal branding will encourage you to start your own, and to get some visibility, recognition, and great career opportunities.
All right. Thank you so much for your time again, and thank you for our audience for sticking around. We will be back next week with more crazy stuff. Take good care, everyone. Bye.
And that's a wrap for this section of Hipther Talks. Thank you for being a part of our journey today. Don't forget to tune in next week for more insights and discussions. Stay connected with us on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and more. Until then, keep exploring and keep growing. We'll see you next time.